and welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. We must build this community. We're almost there. We're getting there slowly. So hit subscribe, watch, comment. Please keep the comments coming because the stupidity, it's not stopping. And remember, share with your family and your friends. It's necessary. Look, this week, everyone is talking about Iran as more and more information is coming out, and that the Trump administration continues to try and spin the attack. Now, of course, that isn't the only spin Trump's cronies are trying to make. Many Trump cabinet members have been literally sitting through congressional hearings, enduring scathing cross-examinations. Now, Senator John Ossoff, he strongly questioned Russ Vought, the director of OMB, about the CDC firings. Vought, of course, tries to deflect by blaming Joe Biden. Ossoff, wasn't having it. Let me show you what happened. Play the clip.
Have you visited the CDC, Mr. Vought, by chance?
I have not.
It is the flagship epidemiological and public health agency for the country and indeed for the world.
That even the Biden administration felt the need to reform.
You have now fired or tried to fire nearly a quarter of the workforce, correct?
Senator, are you suggesting the CDC performed well in the last pandemic?
I asked you whether you have fired or tried to fire a quarter of the CDC workforce.
I can't answer the question because I don't have the facts in front of me. That's
you have
the CDC
fired or tried to fire nearly
a
quarter of the CDC workforce, and your budget request for FY26 would cut the CDC budget in more than half, correct?
The Center for Disease Control
answer the question.
They were incompetent.
Answer the question, Mr. Vought.
Pandemic.
Does your budget request seek to cut by more than half the CDC budget?
We certainly seek to cut and reduce
by more than half the CDC budget. Listen, Mr. Vought, you need to come to Georgia and visit the CDC. Good. We'll make that happen because you are destroying this institution. And whatever criticism you have about their past performance, they are essential to public health and epidemiological defense in the United States. You're crushing morale, you're crushing capability, and you're destroying my constituents' lives. And I am grateful for the commitment you've made to come to Georgia and visit the CDC and sit down with those employees. Thank you,
Senator,
Madam Chair.
The Biden administration.
I don't want to hear about the Biden administration.
Well,
you're here on behalf of the Trump administration.
Yeah.
This is the problem. The problem is that these folks that come into these hearings have zero respect for members of Congress, especially members of Congress who are on the opposite side. They will not provide any information. They will not even answer a question. It is pure deflection because Russ Vought, just like everyone else, is playing to a party of one. Plain and simple. He wants then afterwards to call up the president and say, Mr. President, did you see me? Did you see me? Like a fucking child. Oh, yeah, did you see? I really let Ossoff have it, didn't I? That's all he's doing. That's all they're doing. They're playing to a party of one to be as obnoxious and as obstinate as they can. Now, this week, DOJ whistleblower Erez Ruveni, he revealed that Emil Bove had told the DOJ employees to violate court orders. You can't make this shit up. Emil Bove told the DOJ employees, seriously, to violate court orders? Senator Adam Schiff asked Bove about this report during his confirmation hearing to become a judge. A judge, a federal court lifetime appointed judge to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. Play that clip.
In the complaint, it says, Bove stated that DOJ would need to consider telling the courts, fuck you, and ignoring any such court order. Did you say anything of that kind in the meeting?
Senator, I have no recollection of saying anything of that kind. To the extent I
Wouldn't you recall, Mr. Bove, if you said or suggested during a meeting with Justice Department lawyers that maybe they should consider telling the court, fuck you? It seems to me that would be something you'd remember unless that's the kind of thing you say frequently.
Well, I've certainly said things encouraging litigators at the department to fight hard for valid positions that we have to take in defense of our
clients.
clients.
And have you frequently suggested that they say fuck you and ignore court orders? Is that also something you frequently do, such you might not remember doing it on this occasion?
No.
I mean, look, we're talking about a lifetime federal appointment. This is not something that should just be given willy-nilly. By the way, I wonder what Beauvais would say if he becomes confirmed and he issues a directive and somebody just turns around and says to him, fuck you, I'm not acknowledging your order. You know what ends up happening? Chaos. Meanwhile, AG Pam Bondi was asked about the whistleblower report during a congressional budget hearing with her. Play that clip.
I just want you to confirm for this, you will not allow conduct like that at the DOJ. Yes or no?
I will always support and defend Emil Bovee, and I will defend Todd Blanche. They are two of the finest people I know, and two
I
of
was
the
asking
ethical
about the
people
conduct.
I know.
Let me keep going here.
I mean, again, please understand, these hearings are a waste of our time. These hearings are a waste of our money. They are a waste. They are just a waste. Why? You will not get an answer. Pam Bondi is doing the same thing. By the way, why didn't Trump and others do that when I was sitting up there? Why didn't they just turn around and say, don't answer anything? Well, because they learned from the mistakes during the first administration. So people like Pam Bondi will go ahead and they will defend whether it's a Todd Blanche, I don't know what he did, or Emil Bovee based upon these statements, 100%, because they too are playing to a party of one. And that's why we have to get rid of all of this. We cannot allow the Republicans to control the House, the Senate, the White House, and for all intents and purposes, the Supreme Court. Bondi also claimed that she hadn't heard of law enforcement and ICE covering their faces while detaining people. As if all of a sudden she's not watching television. She doesn't see what's going on. She doesn't see the law enforcement and ICE agents with masks on their face. I mean, if you watch the video of Brad Lander, you could see someone wearing legitimately a full ski mask. It's not even a partial. It is a full ski mask. Play the clip.
The public risk being harmed by individuals pretending to be immigration enforcement, which has already happened. We've seen that happen. And these officers also risk being injured by individuals who think they're basically being kidnapped or attacked by some unknown assailant. So my question for you, Attorney General Bondi, is given the number of DOJ employees currently conducting immigration enforcement activities in support of DHS, how are you going to ensure that the safety of the public and the officers, if they continue to not follow required protocol to identify themselves as law enforcement?
And Senator Peters, that's the first time that issue has come to me about them you're saying that law enforcement officers, when they cover their faces.
Right.
I do know they are being doxxed, as you said. They're being threatened. Their families are being threatened. You know,
I get that.
Yeah, so do I. I've been doxxed. I've been swatted. My parents have been doxxed and swatted. So yeah, I get it. I'm not wearing a mask. In fact, I wasn't doing anything other than telling the truth. And soon after, Bondi then tried to claim, this is again, playing to the party of one. Playing to the party of one. Bondi tries to claim that people are attacking law enforcement shouldn't be the ones wearing masks. Play that clip.
If you loot a building, we will charge you with robbery under the Hobbs Act. All these people coming in, looting these businesses. They just called it looting and let them run out the door. No longer. You touch a law enforcement officer, we will identify you. We have great technology now. And those people are the ones who have really been wearing the mask and trying to cover their identities. We've been finding them. We have been charging them with assault on a federal officer, and there will be no offers and no negotiations.
Don't think about it.
Again, great deflection. I got to give Pam Bondi credit on that one. Meanwhile, Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon, he asked Bondi about potential foreign influence. She literally crashed out and starts ranting about Oregon's issues. Play that clip.
A request by UAE to produce AI chips that would go to UAE. The National Security Advisor of UAE is also the CEO of MGX. So after that request for those chips occurred, MGX then said, we will buy 2 billion with a B, of the president's coins. And then the president went to the Middle East and said, we will get you those AI chips. Does this sequence of events in which a foreign government asked for a big favor, and we had previously banned these chips to UAE because of the national security concerns, then they buy $2 billion of the president's coins, and then the president goes to the Middle East and says, we will provide those chips. Does that sequence of events concern you about foreign influence on the United States of America?
The foreign influence on America that I would be concerned about if I were you was the Mexican national that resided in Oregon, who we just arrested, who had 384 pounds of methamphetamine. The foreign individual who I would be concerned about if I were a senator from Oregon is the Honduran drug trafficker who was residing in Portland for distributing fentanyl.
Again, obviously a well-prepared and a well-rehearsed response, knowing that Jeff Merkley was going to be asking her the tough questions. Now, RFK was at a House budget hearing where Representative Raul Ruiz asked him if he fact-checks reports that come out of the HHS. Play that clip.
Kennedy, you're listed as the chair of the commission. Did you read the report and fact-check its sources prior to publication?
All of the factual.
Did you read the reports and did you yourself fact-check them, sir?
I did not fact-check.
You did not fact-check. So why then, as has
all
been widely reported, excuse me, sir, I'm
that,
speaking. Why then did the report include a citation to sources that don't even exist? How does that happen under your leadership, sir?
All of the foundational assertions in that report are accurate.
They did not exist. How can they be accurate if they did not exist, sir?
Some of the citations
in fact, my understanding is that even once the report was updated, more authors and researchers came forward stating that their research was misconstrued. This is quite unbelievable, sir. In fact,
yeah, it is unbelievable. Now, finally, Representative Schreier schooled RFK during questioning about the importance of vaccines. Play that clip.
In video on your X account, unilaterally changing vaccine recommendations without consulting the customary panel of experts. As a pediatrician, I find that extremely alarming. So I thought we would talk a little bit about some vaccine preventable diseases. Secretary Kennedy, and these are yes or no questions. Have you ever treated measles?
Do I what?
Have you ever treated measles?
No.
Well, I have. Let me tell you how miserable it is. These kids have high fevers, struggling to breathe, and they are crying. They suffer. Great news is that there is a vaccine to prevent it. Secretary Kennedy, again, a yes or no question. Have you ever treated bacterial meningitis?
No.
Secretary Kennedy, yes or no, have you ever treated pertussis or whooping cough?
No, I've had it.
Well, I have. But you know what's great? There's a vaccine that prevents this. Of course, here's the thing. Vaccines only work if you actually give them. And we know your record on this.
Look, let me be clear. As great as Representative Schreier was at this hearing, means absolutely nothing. Zero. Because, I don't know, RFK is going to do what Donald Trump wants. And if that means playing to the base, to MAGA, to getting rid of the MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, rubella, he'll do it. If that means getting rid of the polio vaccine, because that's what the MAGA base wants, and that's what Trump tells him to do, he will do it. Right now, our entire country, bar none, is being operated and controlled by one man and one man only. And unfortunately for all of us, this isn't his field of expertise. And as always, thanks for listening.
Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.